So today I'm going to do the zombie spawn in waves video, but I'm going to do it in steps because I got a lot of people who said it didn't work, but I wouldn't get enough information to help them. So here you could say I failed in step 1 or I failed in step 2, can you help? And then I probably can. But if I just get a comment saying it failed or it doesn't work, I can't help. So let's go to server script service and let's add a module script. See that? Module script. Module scripts are scripts that can be called by other scripts. I'm going to call this the GameManager. All right, and in my GameManager, I'm going to change this module to GManager, this module to GManager. So essentially we return a table with all of our functions and stuff in it. So the return value has to be the same as the declared value for the table. And it must work like this. But we're going to check. We're going to check before we move on. So I'm going to say function GManager, and that name has to match these other two. There's a colon. I'm going to say spawn zombies. All right, now we got a print statement. Let's just do a print statement saying spawning. All right, now we need another script. So go to server script service again. And this one you're going to add a regular script. See, they look a little different. There's a little Lego in that module script. There's no Lego in that script. So that new script, I'm going to call this GameLoop. All right, and in my GameLoop, I'm going to call my module script. So I'm going to call it GManager. And I'll say require game server script service GManager, right? Now I'm going to do a while loop because it is a game loop, right? So it's going to keep running over and over. Let's wait 8 seconds for the spawn. Now I'm going to say GManager spawn zombies. Okay, so every 8 seconds this should run. Let's go ahead and try it. Let's hit play. We should get a printout in 8 seconds. I should have made it 5. It's going to take too long to test. But there it is, spawning. And then we'll get another one in 8 seconds. If you don't get this message, if you get an error, then you had a problem in step 1. There it goes, ×2. It did it a second time. All right, let's continue. If it's working, let's continue. Okay, I got to go my game loop. My game loop's good. I'm going to go to GameManager. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can get my zombie. I'm sorry, let's go to terrain and get the zombie. Let's see if I can get my zombie in my GameManager, right? So drooling zombie, I'm going to keep it the same name. I'm not going to change the name. Drag it to ServerStorage. Okay, now it disappears from the world. It's in ServerStorage. Go to GameManager. In GameManager, do local. I'm going to call this T-zombie for template zombie. Okay, I'm going to do game get service server storage. And now, if there's a space in the name, I can't use this dot to get it. I have to use this bracket. So I suspect some people had problems with that. So drooling zombie. So this method will always work, even if there's spaces. So that's why I switched to that method. All right, now let's print that out. Let's print the name out. We're going to say, I found my zombie. There we go. And now we're going to say T-zombie name. We're going to play it. I'm going to change this game loop to 5 seconds. So 5 seconds on the GameManager. You don't have to change it, but for the video, it speeds it up a little bit. I'm going to hit plus. And then in 5 seconds, I should see spawning, and then I found my zombie, drooling zombie. If it doesn't say that, then you had a problem in step 2. Okay, step 3, spawn locations. Let's go to workspace. Folder. I'm going to call these Z spawns. All right, and in my Z spawns, I'm going to add a part first. Okay. and I'm going to push that part into Z spawns. And then I'm going to duplicate the part, Control D, Control D, Control D, Control D, Control D. Now I have 5, right? I have 5. I'm going to highlight all of these. Control D, move these back. Now there's 10. There's 10 in Z spawns, so I have 10 Z spawns. Let's go ahead and see if we can get them. All right, so I'm going to say local Z, I'll just call them lokes, right? So Z locations, that's going to be what we really want with those spawn points, is the locations. Let's see, I go workspace, and then I have my Z spawns. And I'm going to get the children, okay? And each child is going to have a location. But I'm going to loop through these. So I'm going to do a for loop, and I will just do an old-fashioned for loop. I'm going to say IDX, that's for my index. Start at 1, and then I'm going to go the number of Z lokes. I'm going to do one step at a time. All right, so now I'm going to make a location. Every time I loop through all these Z loops, I want a position. Yeah, let's call it position. That way it won't, POS, won't be as confusing. Z lokes, IDX, position. So essentially this right here is a table with all of these parts in Z spawns. Each one of these parts has a location. So I'm going to temporarily get the location, and I'm going to print it out. Okay, location at, let's say POS. Now let's do that. Let's see what we got. Make sure we got our locations. And there we go. So look at that. I got all these locations. If you got some blue in there, I'll show you what I mean. Let's say we did something like -1. Don't do that. There's going to be an error. I'm going to show you an error. And we wait for it. Ah, look at that. See, I got an error. But my error actually gives me information. It says line 9, spawn zombies. And then this is where line 9 was called. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to go to my game manager. Look at that, line 9. Oh, it's that thing I told you not to do. There we go. Okay, so now we have our positions. Now, let's create a zombie. So this is, what step are we on? So that was 3. Now we're going to go to 4. Spawn zombies. So if you're up to 3, you got 3 working. Now move to 4, step 4. So here, let's just go ahead down here. And I'm going to make a zombie. I'm going to use my T zombie. I'm going to clone it. All right, and now I need to set the parent to the workspace. That has to happen or your zombie will not appear. And now, in the last video I was using the C frame on the humanoid root part. You can do that, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to use the :move to function. And then I'm just going to say POS. So every one of my POSs are a little bit different. And we're going to clone a zombie. So how many zombies are we going to clone? We're going to clone this many zombies. Okay. Let's see what we have. And we got to wait 10 seconds or 5 seconds. There we go. So we got a whole bunch of zombies coming after us. Got a whole bunch of more zombies coming after us. So now you can kind of see how this is working, right? Now we're gonna flood our system. We need to get rid of some of these zombies. You can do this in a lot of different ways. You can wait until all the zombies are dead. But what I'm going to do is, because I want to make this kind of easy, where I'm at GameManager. I don't like this function. I messed up my, what do you call it, my indents. I'm just going to hit Shift-Tab, move that back. I don't know why I indented like that. It won't hurt anything. It doesn't change anything. All right, so here, So now we finished step 4. We spawn the zombies. So if the zombies are spewing out in waves, let's go ahead and add a debris service. And the debris service can be used to clean up anything in your world. And game get service, I'm going to say debris. And let's give it a time to live, and let's put it up here. This is going to be a variable. I'm going to say zombie TTL. That's time to live. All right. And I'm going to say whatever we have here probably. So that's 5 seconds. Let's go ahead and just make that 5 seconds. So you can make them live longer by making this a bigger number. You can make the loops wait longer right here, okay? So now, debris, add item, zombie, and then zombie TTL. Okay, that's my time to live. Let's play this. And now the zombies appear. And as soon as the new zombies appear, the old ones will disappear. There we go. Oh, look at that. I have duplicate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 12 spawn locations here. So it goes to show you that it doesn't really matter now. Look at that, it's 12 of them. I thought there was 10, but there's not. Let's go ahead, move that out. So that's how you increase your number of zombies. Let's go ahead and make this invisible. Now, if you make it invisible, turn your transparency to 1. And you might even want to turn Can Collide off, right? But if you turn Can Collide off, you must turn Anchored on, or the parts will fall through the world, your game will break. Here we go. Now we have 12 zombies coming at us. We always had 12. I thought we had 10. I miscounted. And they're going to keep resetting. So in this video, I did not update the UI for the waves. If you guys want me to do that, I can do an add-on video, but this is getting kind of long as it is. So let me know. So we have different steps. We have steps 1 through, and 5 is the end with the cleanup and cleaning up these spawn locations.